Howdy folks, Synthetic Mason here, and today we break it up with pseudo viewer request slash extras. Um, Someone named Primal9000 commented in a previous video, I still want to see a review on those robots, that one with the boombox and the two others, which would be these little guys here. So to lead into that, I just wanted to do some pseudo explanation. So I am a massive fan of Lego Space. At the core, I'm a Lego Spacer. And Neoclassic is my favorite Lego mocker genre. So this is kind of just a splash of my Neoclassic stuff. I don't have a crazy ton because a lot of my bricks go to weird theme mocks that I build and or transformers, but this is just kind of like a taste. So I'm gonna show off these three little robots, but I also wanted to kind of show a few of these other little Neoclassics while I'm on the subject, just as tiny examples. So I showed this guy off in a previous video. If you think it looks familiar, it's because it should. So I literally just took the bottom off of this little Polybag Ninjago Storm Tank, whatever it was called. And it's the same exact bottom piece, and then I just redesigned the upper portion so it has a kind of new space feel. And then I call this the Guppy. It is just one of those three-wheeler back ends flipped around, and then I added some parts so that I could get kind of like a classic speeder kind of look to it. I love the TARS, so I made a Lego Classic Space TARS. I thought that was cool. And then I love classic space Lego men with non-classic heads. I'm not a fan of like the pink Lego face, so like I'd say like 90%, with the exception of like specific characters that's the color it came in. All of my Lego figures are just yellow face, which I just think is, I mean, that's, you know, that's the look. But every once in a while, Lego comes up with something weird. Like this guy and his weird little derpy look is my favorite. I think it's... Uh-oh. He's got like a reverse where he's like angry. I don't know. It's great. I think it's like a Shima head. Uncertain. And then last but not least, before the robots, I have like this little classic space styled hard suit. So I got like a red spaceman in there, and then it closes down, and it's supposed to be kind of Lego manish shaped. Like that's what I was going for with the head. If I had like the circular in gray new sort of plate piece that goes there, and then I bump that up, I think it would look better, but this is what I have. But yeah, cool little guy. He's got like engines for feet, big old stompy pads on his feet, gun with a chainsaw on one arm, a gun literally for the other arm. Yeah. Alright, so on to these three little guys. So the little bit of backstory on them is last year around September, my plan was to make a like I was going to take an old classic space set. I don't remember the space number for it, but it was like I guess Space 2, where they had started using blue and white in the color scheme, and it like separated into three portions. The back portion was sort of rockets and wings that attached to a like lab that would drop off, and then the front section was like a kind of fighter jet, and then it would all connect, and it was like pretty long. And then I was trying to do like a newer rendition of it in like that neoclassic kind of style. I think I've got pictures on my Flickr. Regrettably didn't finish it. I don't have the technique parts that you need to build something solid in like 100 stud kind of size. At least not yet. For like 3 years running, I've tried ship timber, and I'm going to try it again this year. But I digress. We'll talk about that another time. But these guys came from it because I built the crew for the ship that I wanted. And it was a bunch of these sort of neoclassic looking guys where it was like, you know, just a standard dude, and then I put like a newer face on him. I have a second one of these guppies because I love like a larger ship that has little scout ships, so it had 2 of these that it would deploy. And then I was trying to work out for this guy to also be a part of that. And then I had my Classic Space Tars and these 3 wonderful gents here. But it's supposed to be sort of Classic Space Android kind of look. And then I just gave them random accessories. But this is red. Yeah, I got real creative on his names. But this uses that arm technique I was showing you guys in a previous video where it's the 2 antenna bottoms, 1 antenna, a cylinder, and a minifig hand. This one's supposed to be sort of the military equivalent of the group. And you have blue here. That's kind of the same thing. Now then, just in case you would like, I'm going to break this guy down for you so you can see what it takes to build said character. So if I can take it off. Oh, I'm losing pieces. Woo, silence and nothing to look at. Alright, so there's the arm. There's the side. Alright, so at the core, we got a Travis brick. And I've got a 1x2 jumper with one of these really awesome Mixel tooth tiles. That's what I'm going to call them. Just deal with it. And then a single stud. The Travis brick is in its standard upright position. And then on that, you place one of these modified 2x2s on one side. And then you do that fancy alarm technique that I showed you guys. And that'll go in the rear of the 2 studs. For some reason, the right arm on this guy is incredibly stiff. Come on, play well for me, Blue. Alright. And then for the lower body, it is a square pip, a round pip, and then a pointing upwards clip on a T-bar, and it's going into one of those 1x modified with 2 males on opposite sides. And that goes into the bottom of the Travis brick. And then the front of his chest is one of these 1x2 modifies with a bracket. This is, I believe, the backpack for a new Star Wars Snowtrooper. And then another one of those tooth bits. I love tiny printed plates. And I thought it looked like some sort of, like fancy bow tie. Technical, yeah, anyways. And then for the head, I have a 2x2 jumper plate, a single yellow pip, and then a white solid 1x plate. And that goes on top. And there you go. And that's sort of the standard equivalent of my sort of classic space helper drones. And then for the military equivalent, it's essentially the same except for the sides. I use a pair of 1x2 jumper plates. The facing is the same except I use one of those classic printed and then a number. I thought was neat. And then the difference for him is at the core, he actually just has one of those headlights, or I've heard them called washing machine bricks. And then one of the traffic signal pieces as an antenna. I've got a little disc for his sort of cowl bit, and then the same yellow pip, white plate on top. But yeah, they're fun. If you get a chance, please build them. They're, like I said, something I came up with a while back. Primal 9000 had asked for a review, and I'm here to help, folks. By all means, talk to me. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. I do have other stuff on the way. I've had some other requests for tutorials. I will get to those, but I want to knock out or do a few more mock, as well as I still have my mods to finish. But we'll get there. We're going to break it up together, because that's what we do. So yeah, folks, this has been Synthetic Mason with a bit of weirdness today. Thanks for watching.